Hi, everybody. In this week's Parsha of Toldot, the Torah describes that there was a famine in the land of Israel that forced Yitzchak to break camp and to move to another part of the country. Of course, this was the country that God had promised his father Abraham and him, Yitzchak, that would be given to him and his descendants. But nonetheless, at this time, this part of the country was controlled by Abimelech, the king of the Plishtim, in the area of Gerar. A lot of conflict ensued as Yitzchak settled there. A lot of success, but a lot of arguing and strife between him and the people of the country in the area. He had dug wells that his father Avram had dug for water, but they filled it in until finally, no longer able to tolerate the strife, the argument, and the fighting, Yitzchak moved away, Vayetak Misham, and he settled in a place, dug a well, and there seemed to have been no argument. He had found a quiet place to live without any strife. Rabbi Yuval Sherlow is a leading religious Zionist rabbi living in Israel, one of the founding rabbis of Zohar, and he offers an interesting explanation. He tells us that Yitzchak's example of moving away is an example of which would you like, to be right or to have peace. Yitzchak could have stayed and argued that the land was his. He could have argued that the wells that his father had dug were his. He could have stood his ground and fought. Yet he chose to leave in order to attain peace. So which is it? Do you want to be right or do you want to have peace? That's Rabbi Shirlow's question, and it of course applies to many situations in our lives. Perhaps it's interesting to note at the very end of the Amidah, we take 3 steps backwards. And when do we say those? When do we take those steps? When we say the words, Oseh Shalom Bimromav. Maybe sometimes if you want to have peace, you have to take a step backwards. But what is that time? That's a question to consider. It's a Torah thought. It only takes a moment. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.